Good morning, children. Welcome to our English class. Now, today we are going to, we were supposed to look into phrasal verbs, but as I said, I would do it in a classroom. So, today we are going to look into a grammar part, the first Roman number for grammar part. If you look into your textbooks, it is right here. The first learning about the short forms and the full forms and the short forms. Okay, now we discussed this about in one of our classes previously, where I told you how people use short forms and how we use full forms for those. But that is a little different from these words, because if I say BTW, BTW is used when we are in a conversation, when we are typing or something like that, which means by the way. So if you look here, like look carefully, some people usually text by saying BTW, which means we should understand that they are saying, by the way, what I wanted to say is, so that is what they are trying to say. But this is the short form. But we are not talking about this short form. The important thing today is we are talking about the usage of apostrophe. Apostrophe. You all know, no, where we use apostrophe when we are talking about the belonging of one person. Now here let's directly see the full form and short form, and then we'll go through line by line from the textbook. Okay, children? Now see here, cannot. Cannot can be used as in the short form as can't. But the important point that you have to remember is where we are using the apostrophe. Okay, children? Next, we have, instead of using HA, we are just using, we are just using VE, apostrophe, and we are using VE. Okay, I am, and you just skip the A part and use an apostrophe, which denotes that that is not necessary, but it still makes the same sense. Will not, won't, I won't come is a short form. I will not come is like the full form. I would. This is I'll do that. I'd do that. I'd do that. I'd come there. So I would. And you use an apostrophe. You will. You will have to come with me. You will have to come with me. See, I'm not literally using the words WILL. Will. I'm not using the sound V here at all. So when I use it here, I say you will. You will have to come with me. Okay. After this, we'll look into the textbook line by line, and then we'll go through it, children. Actually, I wanted to do it in a lengthy way, but let's see how it goes for today. I hope the board is clear for you, and in our next class for sure we will have a nice blackboard effect. Okay, so now look here, children. Yeah, let's see. Let me place it down somewhere and we can go through it. Now if you see here, let's go through line by line. Okay, children? Now you have already learnt that an apostrophe shows that something belongs to someone or something before it. Okay, so it has another use. So when do we use an apostrophe? Generally, like teacher's pen. So teacher's apostrophe S pen, which means that pen belongs to teacher. If I don't use this apostrophe here, what will happen? This will become the plural form for teachers. So many teachers, not one teacher. Here I am talking about only one teacher and teacher's pen. So ante, which means teacher yokka, teacher gari yokka pen. Okay. So that is what I'm trying to say. When we use an apostrophe, that is the general usage of an apostrophe to mention that this something belongs to someone or something before it. Okay. So it has another use. So there is another use when one or more letters are omitted in a phrase. So this is what we are talking. We are omitting. Omitting means taking away few letters in a phrase. An apostrophe is put where they have been left out. So here if you see carefully, CANNOT. But when I said when we are using it in the short form, we are using it as can't. So I am removing NO, these two letters, right? So can't is used here. We have, let's continue here. Thus making it a short form of the original word. So when we are omitting, omission means taking away few letters from the original word, and we are making it a short form of this original word. Short forms are used when we write a conversation, exactly, because we have been seeing from Puru the Brave, it's a conversation, and Tenali and this king the king of Vijayanagara, who is Krishnadevaraya, and all the conversations, we are looking into conversations, how the conversation is built. See children, if we do not know how to talk, we don't know how to build a conversation. If we are new to a language, for example, English is not your mother tongue, so you don't know how to build it up. If you learn, you by heart, and then you just say that sentence, but you do not know like how to talk fluently and make a conversation. So when we are reading conversation, that is the reason I keep telling you, and that is the reason I have chosen, when this lesson started, I had to go through like this. I mean, I'm not using the board most of the time, I'm teaching like this because I want you to understand the usage of conversation, and this is how it made easy for me to teach you line by line. If it is in the classroom, yes, we can go, I can call out few people in the classroom, and you can make it like a play. Each one of you can take a character and then make it like a play. Because of this online classes and all, it is difficult for me to teach you conversation on the board. That wouldn't make proper sense. But here, when I'm going through with you line by line in the textbook, it is making much more sense, and many children have called me and asked me to teach this way as long as these conversations are there. So to make everybody comfortable, I'm going through this way, children. Now let's get back into the lesson. The importance of conversation is, see, when I ask a question in English and you can't answer, and there will be no more conversation between us. If you do not know what to say, which words to use in English, you can't progress in the language. You can't talk more. But if we are talking in Telugu, it is very comfortable for you. So one after the other, the sentences will start to build up. Obviously, the conversation will grow longer. Now here, in certain cases, when it is not your comfort zone, it is not your comfort of speech, then the conversation will have an ending right away in the beginning itself. So after one sentence, there will be a beginning, or there will be very short answers because you cannot frame proper sentences. See, for example, if I ask somebody, like maybe a first or second grade children, if I ask them, how are you? They will say fine. But what are they supposed to say? If they knew the language properly, they are supposed to say, I am fine, teacher, thank you, teacher, right? So there is a system of talking. There is a manner, the way we are supposed to talk. But if they do not know how to, okay, they only know the shortcut words heard from here and there, and they do not know how to build a conversation. But if somebody like a proper native English speaker is there, and if they want to speak to me, or if I am asking a first grade person or a child from who is living in America, let's say, for example, let's say this boy is living in America, and I asked him, "How are you, kid?" And that kid will say, "I'm fine," or "I'm very well, thank you. How do you do?" So it's like there will be a question back to me, and then I can answer, and then I'll ask another question. So in that manner, the conversation will build up between each other. That is how language is improved. That is the reason I am asking every one of you to read the conversations properly. And now this topic of using the short forms of words is much more used in conversations. So it is very important for you to read the conversations again and again and see how the words are used in the play. Now let's see here. We'll continue from here. Short forms are used when we write a conversation. As it was done in the play you read. So which play did you read? We read the play that is called Tenali Painted a Horse. However, when these elements are used in a main verb, used as main verbs, like Kamala is a lawyer, or used for emphasis, I will do it, they are not contracted. What is contracted means? Contracting means shortening them. Contract means shortening or squeezing them down. So there is exception. See, we have many rules, and for everything there will be an exception somewhere. So here what is the rule is, when we are writing a conversation, we will find lot of shortened words or short form words. But when we are coming to the elements of elements are used in main verbs, when we are talking about a main verb here, then we should not use any short forms. And also, and not used for emphasis. Emphasis means something that you're straightening out. You're talking to straighten out or give a clarity, then you cannot contract. You cannot use the short forms of the verbs. In our next class, I will go with this in detail, children. For now, we'll finish off this page and we'll call it a day, okay? So let's see again. These words are the words that I have shown you on the board, children. So first one is cannot. Instead of cannot, we can use can't. I can't come to shop with you. I can't come to the grocery stores with you. So I cannot come. You can use the word I can't come. Okay. And the next one is we have. And here the sound is still we have, but HA is missing. We are just removing few letters of the phrase here. I am. I'm good. See, when somebody asks you as how are you, you will say I am good. Am, you will pronounce it in a full length. Sometimes if you ask me, what I'll say is I'm good. I'm good. See, I'm not using I am. I'm just using I'm good. So I'm just removing the letter A here and making it a short form of it. Now let's see the other words as well. So here this is a single word. Here it is a phrase. This is a phrase. And now these are also phrases. Let's see. Phrase means more than one word. Okay. Word is only one. Phrase could be more than one word. Now, will not. I can use the word will not in the short form as won't. See, when we are telling somebody, I will not write my homework now, you can use this word, full form of the word. You can also say, I won't write my homework now. I won't come with you for shopping. I won't sleep until 10 o'clock. So you can use these short forms in certain cases. Now here, I would love to go shopping with you. So if I say I would, you can use this full form, and you can also use the short form, which is I'd go shopping with you. I'd like to go shopping with you. Listen very carefully how I sound these words. I would love to go shopping with you. I'd love to go shopping with you. I would love to go shopping with you. I'd love to go shopping with you. So it's just that you're skipping all these letters here. You're just removing all these letters and you're using a short form. But it gives the same meaning and the same sense. And the next one is you will. You will have to come with me to my friend's birthday party. You will have to come. So we are saying to somebody that you will have to, you might have to come. You will be there. You will be there by 10 o'clock. So you will be there. Or you will be there with me tomorrow. So you can use in any way, like you can use the full form, you can use the short form, but just the little difference in the sound and also the written part, how many letters you're skipping. It is very important where you use the apostrophe. That is what is important, you have to remember. See, if you write I apostrophe WD, this will be wrong because we always have standard versions. No matter wherever you are in the world, you can use the same short forms. If you write this one, everybody will understand, but this, if you write, this is your own makeup language. This is not correct. So it is important, very important, that you have to remember where you have to split a word, skip the letters and put an apostrophe. That is what is important. Now let's see some, there is a little more example, like a passage given here, a conversation given here. We'll look through this and we'll call it a day for today. Okay, children? Now here, the first one, it says, pick out some short forms used in the play and write their full forms in your notebook as shown above. So this is an activity for you to do and this is your homework. So look carefully. Pick out some short forms or contracted forms used in the play. Which play? That is Tenali painted a horse. So you have to go through the entire lesson and then you have to pick certain short words. See, look here. Where's she? Where's he? So where is he is supposed to be there. So I is missing here and they used an apostrophe. It's late. What will you use here? It is late, right? So I is missing and apostrophe is used. So find these, you all have textbooks now. So you go through the entire conversation from the beginning and pick out these words and write them in your notebooks, and this is your homework, children. And the next one, look at the second one. Read the conversation between Sarada and Usha and rewrite it in your notebook using the short forms. Now here there are no short forms used, but you know where to use the short forms, okay? In our next class, I will give you in detail a written conversation where you have to use short forms. For now, I want you to try it out, okay? Or we'll go through it together now. Now, if you see here, let's see how many characters are there. When you're going through a conversation, first thing you have to note down is how many characters are there in this play. Conversation and play is the same. Play means it is like a script. And when we are talking about a script, we have so many characters in it. See, for example, in movies, if we see, it is not a one-man show. It is not only one person. You have so many characters. We have actors, we have fighters, we have supporting artists, we have comedians, hero, heroine, or whoever. So there are lots of characters in a movie. In the same way, when we are talking about a play, it is a smaller version of a movie. It is more like a drama. So in these dramas and all, they have very few characters. And these characters keep talking to each other on different consequences and different topics. So first thing, when you are coming to a play or a conversation, immediately you have to write down somewhere, or you have to remember how many characters are there. Notice it first and then Go through it carefully, who is talking to whom and who said these words. Because when we were in school, when I was studying, like we were given certain conversations like this, and we were given questions at the end of the play. So it was not very easy, because they will just pick out a line like this and they will ask us who said these words to whom. Only if you read the story or the conversation carefully, you will know who said these words to which person and why did they say that and all this. So read carefully and thoroughly, and in this conversation your main part, your main work is to choose the words, full forms of the words, and try to make them short forms. Okay children, I will go through with you now the entire conversation and then we'll see. Okay, now the first one, Sharada. What is Sharada saying and who is she talking to? Here if I go through the entire conversation, I can see only two characters called Sharada and Usha. Now what is Sharada saying? What are you doing to do after school? So here in the first sentence, Sharada is asking, because there is a question mark here. She is asking Usha and asking, what did she ask? What are you going to do after school? So she asked what is Usha going to do after school. Now Usha is responding. Now she is answering, I will go home and take rest for an hour. So what did she say? She'll take rest for an hour. See here, I will came, no children. So here you can use the short form. Like here it is not giving, instead of you will, you can use I and apostrophe and, see, I'll write here, okay. So for this one you can write I apostrophe LL, which means I'll go home and take rest for an hour. I'm only giving this example. I want you to try out the others wherever there is availability or the possibility. Now next one, Sarada. Then when will you cook supper for your children? So these ladies are talking to each other, and maybe they are teachers, and that is why she is asking what are you going to do after school? Means she works in a school and she is asking what will you do? And then she said, I'll take rest for an hour. Now Sarada is asking again. Then when will you cook supper for your children? If you take rest after going home, when will you cook supper? So here again will is there. So you can try and put an apostrophe and write the L's, double L there. Okay. Usha, I need not cook today. I have made some pulihora in the morning. We will eat it for supper too. So we will is there. You can still try and write here. And see, pulihora, usually it is either called lemon rice or tamarind rice or whatever. Pulihora is entirely a Telugu word, but for some reason our textbooks are filled with Telugu words with English script, which is very unfortunate, but we are learning it that way, so go ahead and learn that way only. Now Sharada, forgot to tell you this. I planned a quiz for 6th class children. Are you coming tomorrow? So I forgot to tell you this. So Sarva has planned a quiz for 6th class children and she is asking if Usha will be coming tomorrow. Next, Usha, I will not. So here also you can change it, children. I will not. I am taking leave for 2 days. See, instead of I am, you can write I apostrophe M, right? Don't write in your textbooks, children. Write in your notebooks. I am only showing it to make it clear and understandable for you. Sarada, why? Are you going somewhere? Usha, I would love to do that. See, I would love to do that. So here also you can change. Make sure I'd love to do that. So you don't have to write all these things. You can just use I apostrophe and D. But my mother-in-law is visiting us tomorrow. Sarada, then you will have a hard time, I suppose. You will have. So read carefully, children, and try to change those and in the next class I will write and give it to you, so you won't have any problem. Okay? Usha, I don't think so. So this is a very small conversation between Sarada and Usha, and you go through every single word or a phrase and then try to make changes, like when there are all these full forms, you can go and use the shortcuts, short forms. Okay, do this, children. This is just this is all it for today's class. In the next class I want to use the blackboard and give you a nice good lesson. So because this is for everybody's convenience, I can go through line by line. It is very clear in the video and the voice is also clear. That is the reason we have chosen to take the class this way. So this is your homework. First one is pick out some short forms used in the play and write their full forms in your notebook as shown above. So you have to pick out the short forms from the lesson, and here you have to find out the long forms or the full forms and write them in the short form. So this is it. We are calling it a day now, and do your homeworks. You don't have to send them to me, but write them in your notebooks. Okay, children?